Hello everyone, Storm 11 here. Today we'll be talking about Major Hurricane Delta, and I'm going to be giving you guys information of what you need to know about the impacts and also the timing on Major Hurricane Delta. It'll be making landfall tomorrow, so I want to give you guys some of the best information that I can give you guys that is out there. So we're going to get started with the National Hurricane Center's 5-day graphical tropical weather outlook here. And here's Major Hurricane Delta. 115-mile-an-hour winds. I'll say at this point here is on the edge of a Category 3. This is the max of a Category 2. We do expect this to become a Category 3 hurricane in a little bit, probably later tonight. Unfortunately, some forecasts has changed, and there's a possibility that it may make landfall as a major hurricane into Louisiana, unfortunately. So that's not really good news there. But what you guys also see here is a disturbance out in the Atlantic here, but we'll be talk about that in a different video. But let's just talk about Hurricane Delta here, which has winds 115 miles an hour, pressure at 956 millibars, moving north-northwest at 12 miles an hour. So it's moving at a decent speed at this time here. So let's talk about the threats with this here in the impacts. So one of your biggest threats is going to be storm surge along the coast. Your highest storm surge is likely to be between the Rockefeller Wildlife Refuge into Vermilion Bay into Morgan City. That's where we can expect to see storm surge 7 to 11 feet, which is quite high. And you can also see storm surge 5 to 8 feet between Holly Beach and Rockefeller Wildlife Refuge, 4 to 7 feet between Sabine Pass and Holly Beach, 4 to 7 feet between Morgan City and Port Fortune, and then 3 to 5 feet between Port Fortune into the mouth of the Mississippi River, then 2 to 4 feet between the mouth of the Mississippi River into Ocean Springs, which also includes these lake regions in here in southeastern Louisiana. I cannot pronounce those, so I do apologize for that. And then 1 to 3 feet between Ocean Springs and also the Alabama and Florida border, even including the Mobile Bay area. 2 to 4 feet between High Island and the Sabine Pass. Then 1 to 3 feet storm surge between Port O'Connor and High Island as well, which also does include Houston and Galveston area. So storm surge is going to be quite widespread here, so definitely got to watch out for some storm surge, especially in Louisiana, which some of those areas could see some of the highest storm surge, including south central coast of Louisiana there as well. So definitely got to watch out for the storm surge. Let's talk about the winds here, the chances of these winds here. So this is tropical storm force winds. It's going to be over a large area. Nearly the entire state of Louisiana can see some tropical storm winds, even including a good chunk of Mississippi as well. But it can also include southeastern Arkansas and southeastern Texas, I should say, as well. So definitely gotta watch out for some tropical storm force winds. The good news is the hurricane wind speed here, the better chance of seeing some hurricane force winds will be across south central, um, or I should say southwest central Louisiana, even far southeastern Texas as well. That's where we do expect some hurricane force winds there, and even major hurricane force winds as well, potentially there as well. So definitely gotta watch out for that. So this is an update outlook here uh, earlier today. And as you can see here, major hurricane at landfall, unfortunately, for western Louisiana, and this is the same area that got hit by major hurricane Laura. So this is extremely unfortunate for people that live in southwestern Louisiana. They have to deal with another major hurricane, which is extremely sad. I do feel bad for those folks down there. Have to go through this a second time this year here. even including far southeastern Texas, can see some devastation as well there as well. So that's very unfortunate for some of those same areas. But look at how widespread or how widespread the tropical storm warnings are. You can see here even includes some of the lakes in southeastern Louisiana, all the way into southeast of the southeast central coast of Texas. It's over a pretty large area. So tropical storm winds, it's definitely going to be quite an issue over a widespread area, like I said, from the percentages of the potential tropical storm winds as well. And hurricane warnings even include almost at least two-thirds of the state of Louisiana as well. So, yeah, on that, even includes far eastern Texas, southwestern Mississippi. I do believe some of you guys are in a hurricane warning as well, but the majority of guys in these regions in here are in a tropical storm warning there as well. So be making landfall tomorrow, sometime tomorrow afternoon during Friday. Then by 1 a.m. Saturday will be a hurricane in central Louisiana at this time. At that time, I should say. Then 1 o'clock p.m. on Saturday should be at the triple point of Mississippi, Louisiana, and Arkansas borders there as a tropical storm. Then eventually, going into Saturday night into early Sunday morning should be a tropical depression into northern Mississippi. And then when it gets into Tennessee into southwestern Kentucky, it should be probably could be still a tropical depression, but it'll be more of like a frontal type of low pressure system at that time as well. So that's your timing on the storm there by the National Hurricane Center. And that's not the only threats. Rainfall. There's going to be a lot of rain over a good chunk of areas here. Now, a lot of things have changed since the last update, so let's go and go over that portion here, which we're going to move to Ohio Valley too, as well in a different frame. So, most of the rain looks to be happening probably around or near Lake Charles, potentially up to 9 inches of rain in a few areas in those regions as well, and then eventually into central Louisiana could see up to 7 inches of rain. Then eventually reaching into southeastern Arkansas could see 4 to 5 inches of rain there as well. And those reds there are 2 to 3 inches of rain. Those purples, that's 1 to 2 inches. Blue colors, that's like half inch to an inch of rain as well. So that's what the colors here mean. Here's your legend down here if you guys want to pause and see that. See how much rain you could potentially get. This is from the Weather Prediction Center here as well. And this is actually the next 7 days here, keep in mind. So maybe not everybody won't see this much rain from Laura if we do bring this down to next 5 days. So it doesn't look like it changed all that much. But either way, there's going to be a lot of rain coming for a good chunk of these areas. You can see here, even the 2 to 3 inch range does extend into portions of Tennessee, northern Alabama, into southern Kentucky as well. Even in the mountains of the Carolinas, northeastern Georgia could see a decent amount of rain as well. So, uh, and also some of these areas do need some rain, so that's some good news there as well. I know here in Kentucky, a lot of us do need some rain, so this would be a good time to get some rain. Now, since we're going to be seeing a lot of rain, there will also be some flash flooding out there as well. This is the Weather Prediction Center's outlook here. This is for the rest of today. At the time of making this video, get a margin of risk across anywhere from eastern Louisiana to southern Mississippi and Alabama, southern Georgia into the Florida Panhandle as well, and even including north central Florida. But when we get into day 2, things start to change in a hurry. Got a moderate risk for flash flooding for central Louisiana. Then you got a slight risk across southeastern Texas into most of Louisiana, even into southeastern Arkansas, and western Mississippi as well. And when we go into day 3, it kind of goes off the screen here. Let's actually move into the Ohio Valley. You got slight risk that includes northeastern Louisiana, eastern Arkansas, northern Mississippi, northwestern Alabama, central and southwestern Tennessee, and even including far south central Kentucky as well. And those regions there do need to keep an eye for some flash flooding as well. In the moderate risk area, which is now this outlook here, if we go back to day 2, the moderate risk area here across central Louisiana does have a better chance for some flash flooding. That's a 20 to 50% chance of seeing some flash flooding as well. High risk, it could be possible. I'll say the better chance will be across south central Louisiana. It's a possibility we could see a high risk get issued by the Weather Prediction Center. All right, the last threat here from Hurricane Delta will be the severe weather. This will be the last thing we'll be talking about here before we end the video. So for the rest of tonight, you got a marginal risk across far southern Louisiana. The primary threat will be a couple of tornadoes out there. That's a possibility. Damage winds, hail threat should be staying very low. Probably no threat of those as well. But when we get into day 2, got a slight risk for severe weather across southeastern Louisiana into southern Mississippi. Got a marginal risk including some of the similar regions as well. Again, tornadoes will be your primary threat, which also does include the city of New Orleans, got Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and Gulfport as well. Gulfport, Mississippi, and Lafayette, Louisiana as well. Damage winds could be staying low end threat, not coming from the hurricane, but actually some thunderstorms that could produce some damage winds there as well. In a hail threat, we won't be seeing hail from those storms. Then on day 3, got a marginal risk across most of Mississippi into central and northern Alabama, even across south central Tennessee. You got a marginal risk up to the interior northeast as well. But again, the main threat is going to be the tornado threat. Tornadoes, a couple of them possibly, and also for some damage winds, some thunderstorms as well. Let's take a look into a couple models here. This is the HER model, the 18Z run. This is your significant tornado parameters. Really over a 1, which is when you kind of get into this green color here. Not this type of green, but this type of green right here. I don't know what you really call that color here, but if you're in this type of color here, even into the yellows, oranges, and reds, just beyond a 1, you do have a tornado threat here as well. But this is just a model projection here, so it's not really going to be 100% accurate here. But you can see here, it does bring in a pretty decent tornado threat across southeastern Louisiana. So definitely going to watch for the tornado threat there as well, and even it expands into portions of southern Mississippi as well. And let's move on to a different model here that goes a little bit further out, which is the high-res NAM, also 18Z. A little bit lower end here, but again, you still got a tornado threat across some of the same areas like the HER model was showing, which it even expands into southern Mississippi. And here we go on Saturday. Tornado threat starts to move into a good chunk of Mississippi and eventually into Alabama as well. So again, going over the threats here, there will be some storm surge out there, potentially 7 to 11 feet across portions of Louisiana. There'll be a lot of rain coming as well across portions of Louisiana, even across portions of Arkansas, Mississippi, maybe even portions of Texas as well, which will include some flash flooding. Of course, you will get some tropical storm winds over a large area. Hurricane force winds across a good chunk of Louisiana. Also got severe weather. Keep an eye on those tornado warnings out there. If you're in a tornado warning, please take action here to go into your storm shelter or, you know, in your home here if you don't have a basement or anything like that. Go to the most center part of your room. Have as many walls around you as you can. Maybe get a helmet, book, or something to protect you from flying debris on your head as well. But uh, if anybody lives in, Louisiana, southern Mississippi, even including southeastern Texas, southeastern Arkansas, even into portions of Alabama. Please be safe out there for the next couple of days as well. But anyways, guys, this is all for you guys today. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys like this video, hit the like button. If you really do like my channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell notifications so you never miss an upload. If you guys have questions about this, you can put a comment section down below. I'll answer you guys' questions. I'll see you guys in the next one, and be safe out there.